It is a beautiful, beautiful day out here in sunny Manitoba. I'm having a fun morning. Been spraying some wheat. We're actually right on time with this field. This is the size of the weeds that they're supposed to be when they're spraying, not like what they were. And you can see flea beetles have been eating these little canolas too. But anyway, and the wheat is much healthier looking. Beautiful, beautiful wheat field here. It's looking really good. These are the ironic part about the two fields that I've been spraying this morning these are the fields that Kendall was stressed out about because seeding did not go well on them. He was having terrible amount of grief on here, and it was just, yeah, it was wet. But we got a little shower right after, even though he went really shallow. Because of the shower, everything's germinated and everything's coming up really nice, and now we're busy going. We're gonna see if we can show you this, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's one right here, 2 rows here, and 2 rows here, and those rows are a slightly different color. And if I go there and then I go here, same thing. So what that is this is where those are the tire tracks from the air drill. And so the wheat is nothing wrong with that wheat, it's just further delayed. See, you got 2 more, 2 here, 2 here. It's just delayed a little bit further behind because it was seeded almost too shallow, and it hasn't quite tapped into the nitrogen here yet. So, but this is where, if we wouldn't have got those after seeding rains, my guess is these rows that are kind of pale green, not only they wouldn't be pale green, they wouldn't be there. There's a good chance that they would have been lying in dry dirt, and those rows would be missing all the way across. So we'd probably be looking at 12, is that right? No, it's got to be more than that. 24 rows of seed that would probably be missing on every pass. So as much as we've been chagrining the rain, and trust me, when you go to the next field, you're gonna be like, Daryl, you were just saying the rain was good, and I was. We're still wet, really wet, but on this field the rain was a necessity, and everything turned out really good here. So yeah, and I'm enjoying spraying these 2 fields. Lots of potential here, and now it's just a matter of timing. It's not up to us after this, so gonna get these weeds killed out of here, and then we're gonna go back into oats. And yes, oats, well, you'll see when we get there. So we're into the oats here, and what you're gonna see is there's discoloration, and we're in a section right now where there's been water. It has dried up substantially, but because of that, the oats has not reached the nitrogen yet. So even that spot is dried up. Perfect. This oats has gotten much too tall. This is way bigger than what I would like it to be, but I just have not been able to get it to fit in where there wasn't water or a big mess of whatever out here. So that is today's job, is to see if we can get this oats done. And the weeds actually aren't horrible bad, which is good. It's just a matter of getting it cleaned up and go from there. Beautiful. Well, used my handy dandy remote and nozzles all check out, so we are ready to spray. We are loaded up with a chemical called Velocity. Velocity likes to kill both some grassy and broadleaf weeds in my spring wheat. Kills wild oats and wild millet, as well as just about every broadleaf weed you can imagine. So this field's got, this is a nicer field. Again, wheat's looking pretty good. Kendall must have been trying the air seeder here because a little bit thicker. But there's some patches, it looks like the weeds are a bit bigger, the broadleaf. So we're gonna actually add a bit of MCPA in there just to heat up the broadleaf component of it. And this field also was very, very wet. It's gonna have some spots in it that are, and if there's some bigger weeds, I don't like them. But we're gonna smoke that all, it'll be dead. So, well, this is good. So anyway, we'll see how this all goes. I drove by this morning early, and it appeared that it had dried up a fair bit yesterday. So hopefully this field's good to go. The oats fields that I did were substantially drier than, ground-wise drier than what I had anticipated. There are definitely some areas that are still suffering due to too much moisture, but the ground held up the machine really, really well. So we got to keep going because they are talking more rain today again. So just about get ourselves to that spot and then it rains. But I'm not going to think about that. We're just going to take task at hand and get some spraying done. Just agitating a little bit. I'm gonna take you to the field that I'm spraying. So I sprayed this a little bit last night. I did the opening 30 acres or so, just in case the wind got up. And you can see because of the rows that it's either corner beans. As we zoom in, we are in a soybean field. We have had wind, rain, all kinds of weather. So today, well, yesterday we started too, I guess, but the last little bit here we've been cleaning up the jungle because well, I don't even want to show you pictures of this because it's rather embarrassing. But we got, if you look at it right, you can hardly tell that there's rows in here. There's so many weeds, so many weeds. You're gonna see here. So this is sprayed last night. This little guy's already hurt, so that's good. But as we get walking, we got volunteer canola, millet, wild oats, I mean, you name it, buckwheat, you name it, it's in here. But it is kind of nice to see. It's quite satisfying actually that 12 hours after I sprayed this stuff, she's kinking over. So that is satisfying. If we walk it farther here, we'll probably even see where the line is where I quit spraying. And it's got to be, oh, I'm not seeing, oh yeah, it's got to be right about here, because these are still kinked a little bit, and over there those ones look healthy. So, but yeah, we should not have canola getting ready to bloom in our soybean field. Luckily the beans are small enough and they're growing good enough that even though the field is a jungle, the beans are still doing okay. Now we kill this stuff all off. Hopefully we won't have lost a whole lot of yield. I don't like this. It's a disaster. It's ugly. A whole lot of pride being destroyed in this, which, whatever, that is what it is. I can get over that, but as long as we can kill these weeds, let the beans grow. So anyway, that's the job for today, is doing that. And by the time I get back to the sprayer, we should be good to go. Okay, so after the jungle of this morning, we are slowly getting ourselves caught up, which is awesome. And I wanted to stay ahead of the game here, so we're actually going to spray a bit of, have been spraying a bit of corn here. Corn is struggling to grow. It is small. Yeah, it's just small. I mean, not growing very fast. And I'm not sure why. I was hoping to dig down, but that's not happening. So, but as you can see, yes, we got some weeds in here, but there is very, very little weed pressure in this field. Much ahead. As you can see, I have sprayed here already. This is more of how we want to be spraying, not like we were doing this morning on those beans. This corn is growing. Too bad it's not all like this. We have far more that's this high or smaller. There is no problem with moisture. It is literally right there. I actually think that is probably part of the problem right now, is that we are so wet and saturated that the roots aren't breathing properly. Back in the days of when we used to cultivate the corn, they would often say in situations like this, if you cracked the corn or the ground open and aired it out, and often what you would do is you'd literally come in here and hardly open it up, but that would give it enough air that you would literally, well, literally, that's an interesting term, but the guys used to say that would, you could see the corn grow overnight by doing that. So question is, why wouldn't we do that now? Well, that's a good question. We've kind of gone past cultivating, I guess. Not that old ideas were bad. My biggest problem right now actually is I don't even know if I'd have a tractor that I would truly feel comfortable enough driving between the rows. The sprayer, I can do it, even that's tight, but the tractors, yeah, I'm not sure that I would feel comfortable with that. So regardless, we're not going to do that. We're going to hope for warmer weather and then get going. The other thing I was trying to find here, seeing some areas where I had definitely had some, apparently didn't drive very good here, right on top of that row. Not gonna find it now, but you can see where we've had wind damage. Oh, this is the kind of thing that I was seeing patches of more. So where you get the tips are a little bit beat up, and I believe, not positive, but I believe that that's from wind damage. So like I said, the spraying has been rather challenging between rain so much that it we can't travel to wind so much that I'm scared of spraying the neighbors and not my fields. So regardless, slowly but surely we're getting there. We are back to the spot of on top of things, I think is the way you'd put it. So we're not chasing, so that's good. And I think I'm going to do one more field here yet, just to stay ahead of the game by one more, and then I think I might even call it a day.